Champions League football next season is secured by Manchester United. Manchester United 7 Champions League. Hey guys, good evening. Welcome back to the channel United Red Devils 20 on YouTube. Hope everyone has had a fantastic Thursday evening. Hope everyone's looking forward to the end of this week. I hope everyone's looking forward to another brand new weekend in May 2023 this year. First of all, do me a massive favour, hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. That is United Red Devils 20 on YouTube. Please subscribe to the channel and the community if you are new. Share the video, hit the tweet button, hit the retweet button. Remember to put that notification bell on at all times to receive dedicated content right throughout the rest of 2023 on United Red Devils 20 on YouTube for more Fortnite, Hogwarts Legacy, Kingdom Hearts 4, FIFA 23 Career Mode, Football Manager, F1, Rocket League, previews, reactions, and much more brand new stuff planned for the rest of 2023 on United Red Devils 20 on YouTube. So please subscribe to the channel and the community are new. You're all legends. You're all legendary. Good evening to every single one of you amazing people. And welcome to the reaction. The reaction between Manchester United and Chelsea. An absolute demolition job from Manchester United over a poor, embarrassing and quite frankly pathetic Chelsea team who were put away to the sword by Manchester United this evening at Old Trafford on match day 37 of the Premier League season. Our game in hand, our last and only home game now before the weekend of our last game against Fulham at home. Finishing Manchester United 4, Chelsea 1. Manchester United 4, Chelsea 1. And you know what that means. You know what that means. And it says in the title, of this video, and it is secured. Qualification has been secured. Ladies and gentlemen, Manchester United are back in the UEFA Champions League next season. UEFA Champions League football is back at the Old Trafford surface next season for this football club, for this team, for the players, for the fans, the supporters. This legendary football club back where it belongs. Manchester United's name is no longer in a banter competition in Europa League. Manchester United Football Club are back in the UEFA Champions League next season after 3 or 4 seasons away. Manchester United are on their way back. Champions League football secured. We have finished 6 points clear of Liverpool. Liverpool and Brighton bantered themselves into the Europa League for next season. No Spurs, no Liverpool, no Chelsea. Man United have finished above a mighty beyond an up and down Premier League season for this team, for the fans, for the supporters. This club is back where it belongs. Absolutely ecstatic moment for the fans, the supporters, for this club, for this team, for the players, for the squad, for the manager. And hopefully the news is only going to get better and better and better from now. That Man United are back in the UEFA Champions League next season. This feels great. It feels fantastic. And it feels great that no longer Europa League football will no longer exist next season for Manchester United. We won't have to hear that very annoying anthem by Old Trafford next season. It will be the UEFA Champions League anthem back at Old Trafford next season, at home and away, depending on what the draw is like for the UEFA Champions League next season, with the format being completely changed for next season's Champions League campaign. This is a moment of pure jubilation for me. The frustration of having to see my team, our club, the fans and supporters club that we all love, being not in the Champions League has been a disaster for the last 4 to 5 years. But now we are officially back where we belong. It's an ecstatic moment for the fans. It's an ecstatic moment for supporters. Absolutely put Chelsea to the sword this evening. Chelsea were quite frankly embarrassing, pathetic, and quite frankly all over the place from minute one this evening. Man United put Chelsea away. I've never seen such a poor Chelsea team in my lifetime playing the way they did under a manager that got sacked and was brought back over a pure might of desperation from Chelsea Football Club, especially with a new owner that has chucked over 600 million to fix the problem at Chelsea, when the problem itself was the manager in Frank Lampard, who is a great footballer, ex-legend of the football club, and has been bantered on a managerial basis of pure, utter naivety. Those Chelsea fans and supporters, I do feel sorry for you. I do feel absolutely gutted for you that you are playing so shit. I feel like you are an embarrassment to the Premier League, and you've achieved your worst points phase of the Premier League ever. And you have finished in your worst league position ever for the first time since you were relegated. Absolutely. Game easy. Game, set and match for Manchester United. Absolutely put Chelsea away. And we deserved the win. Man United were absolutely emphatic from a minute go. The Casemiro goal to get Man United the lead was a crucial impact for Man United to get the first lead goal. To go 1-0 up was a crucial matter to get United in that lead. The confidence went up. The atmosphere went up. And it put Man United in a way that we saw some great football tonight. Chelsea were just utterly embarrassing, weren't they? I mean, the standard of their football, with the type of quality players that Chelsea have got, they couldn't keep Man United at bay. I mean, the threat of Mudryk, Enzo Fernandez, João Felix, there was simply nothing in that Chelsea team that could do any damage to Man United this evening. Chelsea were at 6s and 7s for the whole 90 minutes. And if I was a Chelsea fan and I was a Chelsea supporter, I would be quite frankly embarrassed to see what I've just witnessed in a Chelsea shirt when those players are meant to be stepping up under Lampard. The only step they've made is a step for every Premier League place that they have fallen in that league table. They were just utterly embarrassing to watch, and I would be sickened to the gut if I was a Chelsea fan and I had to witness that, because Man United dominated the game, dominated the ball, they dominated possession. Chelsea couldn't keep up. There was no energy, there was no attacking threat. There was simply nothing that caused Man United any serious problems, and I think that is where Chelsea have been so lacklustre all season. They brought back a manager they originally sacked and basically thought that he was going to work miracles and turn things around, turn the form around, turn the wins around, turn the winning streak around. And it simply has not happened with the quality players that Chelsea under Ted Bowley have secured with the amount of money that they have chucked at the problem. Over 600 million has been spent by the new Chelsea owner and has delivered absolutely fuck all on the pitch. And that is an embarrassment from a Chelsea point of view, where you're not even going to be in Europe. You're not even going to be in Europa League or the Europa Conference League or the Champions League. Chelsea to be finishing 13th is, quite frankly, that was a game Man United had to win. And they put them away very, very comfortably. They just absolutely wiped the floor with Chelsea. Chelsea did not get going. Their biggest early threat of that game was Mudryk. I mean, how we've not seen that in a Chelsea shirt since he's been at the club absolutely bewilders me, because Mudryk is a quality player. He did cause that early on chance in the 4th minute of the game when he was through one-on-one with De Gea and he completely misses the ball. The ball goes out of play, and it was bad marking by the Man United centre-backs. I mean, that was a very good cause for concern for Man United to obviously step the game up, because, I mean, if that goal goes in for Mudryk, Man United are up the creek without a paddle, having to try and find the equaliser. But that was their biggest threat all game. And then Enzo Fernandez was pulling the strings in the midfield. And I think soon as João Felix was brought on, probably Chelsea's best player tonight with a goal, obviously the consolation, which is not mattered in the result because you've still been hammered absolutely 4-1 by United. That was probably Chelsea's best attacking threat of the game, that João Felix is probably your best player in that team by an absolute mile, and you've left him on the bench. I think if João Felix would have started for Chelsea tonight, I do believe he would have been a bigger threat. I do believe he would have caused Man United a lot more problems, but the inequality of Lampard's management style is absolutely cost Chelsea. And to witness the way they performed in that first half, Chelsea were all over the place. And as for the second half, it went to bad for worse from a Chelsea fan's point of view, that those players came out and they already knew the game was gone. They knew the result was also beaten, and they couldn't find a way back. And I think as soon as Chelsea went 3-0 down, the game was up. They knew the game was gone. The points had gone. They weren't going to find a great comeback of all comebacks to try and rescue a point. Chelsea just couldn't cope with Man United as a whole. And I think Man United absolutely dealt Chelsea severe damage. And I think, Pochettino coming at Chelsea, I don't think is going to make much of a difference. I think Pochettino is going to be another flip-flop manager. Just like Frank Lampard, I think Chelsea should have found a manager soon as Graham Potter was sacked. But obviously, I think Ted Bowley has been completely nutty naive to bring back an ex-legend reject who was sacked for the first time by Chelsea, brought him back and is open to work miracles like Sooty's magic wand. And I think that was a naive mistake by the Chelsea's owners to bring back a manager like that that's basically cost Chelsea severely this season. I mean, to finish 13th and out of Europe altogether, that is only going to damage Chelsea. And now the amount of players they got to sell, I mean, I don't expect Mudryk to be there. I don't expect Enzo Fernandez to be there. I don't expect João Felix to be there. I think Chelsea are going to lose all three in the summer. I don't expect any of those players to want to stay at Chelsea. I can't see Pochettino being able to keep hold of half this team and half these players because Chelsea are simply not a club anymore. They're a club on its knees, and I think they've turned into the new Man United. I thought we were bad last season. Chelsea have basically equalled that or even doubled it. Chelsea are an utter embarrassment this season, where you expect a club with the players they've got and the quality they've got in that team to be able to produce a bit more emphatical, magical stuff than to get hammered 4-1 by Man United. And I think, we deserve the result. We deserve the win. We deserve the 3 points. Man United with a better team absolutely destroyed Frank Lampard's Chelsea again. And that's 8 goals now at home that Lampard has conceded as Chelsea manager and is against Man United. That's 8 goals a Chelsea side with Lampard in charge. And I think defensively, Chelsea were just utterly all over the place. I mean, Fofana, they paid 80 million for Fofana, and we think Harry Maguire's bad. Fofana is doubly as shit as Harry Maguire. And I mean, that Reece Hall, at left back for Chelsea, was probably their biggest threat on goal in the first half. And in the second half, he had that shot on goal against David De Gea swiftly palms out of his hands and clears it. And then obviously the deflection of Mudryk's shot from Marcel obviously cleans into David De Gea's hand to keep the clean sheet at that time of the game. And I think, as a whole, that João Felix getting that goal didn't really matter to Chelsea. They know the game was gone. They knew they weren't going to find a comeback. And I think if I was João Felix scoring that goal, I think that sends an answer to the rest of that Chelsea flip-flop. They're more flip-flopping on the sunny beach. I mean, it was just embarrassing for a minute go from Chelsea. And I think as a whole that, the fans and supporters do a lot for that club. They're loyal to their players. They're loyal to their squad. They're loyal to the supporters and the other fans. I think Chelsea should not be losing the way they did tonight. I think Chelsea as a whole are a complete mess. The managerial situation has been a joke. They should have brought Nagelsmann in as soon as Graham Potter was sacked, or they should have brought Pochettino in straight away. Chelsea should not have gone with Lampard. And I think if Pochettino was in at Chelsea now, or Nagelsmann was, I think Chelsea would have turned their season around. I think they would have found more positive results. And I do believe at the end of the day, Chelsea might have been clinched into Europe. But the way we absolutely dismantled them from a minute ago, it was just Man United had a mission to do. They didn't settle for a point and they wanted to win the game. And I think I was nervous about tonight. I was cautious about how this game was going to go because I knew how important it was for Manchester United to get this win. I knew that Champions League football was on the line next season. I was nervous that we were going to lose this game or only get the point that we actually needed. But I appreciate the players, what they've done. So I think every one of those players does not get a bad reaction out of me. I think at the end of the day, all those players put in 110% effort for that game. They gave their all. They probably put their best stint in a Man United shirt, and they absolutely played out of their skin tonight. I think for me, that is Man United's biggest win of the Premier League all season. We're absolutely phenomenal in that first and second half. We deserved the win. Some of the football we were playing was absolutely fantastic. The way we were pinging the ball about, making it look like it was Mario Kart. It was just so fun and attractive. And I think that is what we've been looking for from that team. I think that was probably our best performance all season by an absolute mile from that Man United team. And I do believe we are only going to get better and better now under Ten Hag, knowing that we've got UEFA Champions League football back. I think that's going to do the club a world of good. I think it's going to do the players' confidence and morale boost for next season even more. And I think that team's only to go from strength to strength because the players we will now be able to track for next season will only make the team better. And I think Man United now have to get the ownership secured. We have to have the Qataris buy the football club. And I think if we can secure that with Champions League football, then I think Man United are going to become the force again that we all want. I think Man United will go on to dominate English football again. I do believe we are now doing the right things on the pitch, but off the pitch, obviously, there are still concerns with the ownership and what's going to happen between Sir Jim Ratcliffe, the Qataris and the Glazers. Obviously, we do need clarification on that sooner rather than later. The club needs to be sold by now, and I think that's the next step now, that securing Champions League football will only boost the confidence of the Qataris buying the club. And I think, we will probably get an announcement by the end of this week that the Qataris have successfully bought the club from the Glazers, and the transfer kitty that Ten Hag will be given in the summer to improve that squad from tonight will only go from strength to strength. And I think that team now is going to be a force to be reckoned with next season. I think is only going to get better for Man United. And I think the fans and the supporters have done that club a world of good tonight. I mean, we are the best supported fan base in the world. We have the best fans. We have the best supporters. We are the best supported club in England. And we are only going to get better and better from here next season, having that Champions League anthem being played at Old Trafford. After 4 or 5 years away, it really does hurt. It really has affected me. It's affected Man United. You've seen it in the players. You've seen it in the morale. You've seen the confidence drop. The players have down-tooled. You've seen that over the last 5 years, what a mess it's been. And the 6th year has been a complete and utter turnaround. It's been a miracle boost. It's been miraculously magic to witness the transformation of this club from what I saw last season. I never expected to be back in the Champions League. Obviously, this smile ain't going because I'm ecstatic. I'm happy for the fans. I'm happy for the supporters. I'm happy for everybody and everyone absolutely connected with Manchester United Football Club in every single way that we absolutely deserve this today. We deserve to be back where we belong at Europe's elite top competition. We deserve to be playing Champions League football next season as well. And we deserve to be there. I think Man United as a whole have been a complete different kettle of fish to deal with this season. And Man United, I think, have set down a statement that we are not to be messed with. Why we are here to fight, we are here to get our team going, and we're here to produce even more emphatic results. And I think, that result against Chelsea, like I said, it's been our best performance. The football we're playing was so fucking good. I think that team in performance tonight was just on another level from what I'd seen all season. And to put 4 past Chelsea, I didn't expect that tonight. I expected 3-0. I didn't expect Man United to have the goals in them to be able to put the goals past Kepa Arrizabalaga. And I think, defensively, Chelsea were just an absolute shambles. I mean, from their defence to their midfield to their attack, there is no clear path in that team. There is no clear vision. And I think that's what's affected that Chelsea team all season. They should be playing a lot better than what they have been. They should be performing out of their skins with the players they've got and the money they have invested from Ted Bowley, their new owner. And I think, I think it's been an absolute mess because I think Chelsea have just thrown money at the problem to fix it. And clearly money doesn't solve everything. Money is not the big thing in football. And I don't think money really gets Chelsea the answers they want. But if I was a Chelsea fan and I was a Chelsea supporter, I would be requesting a refund tonight for the travel and the food costs that we've all given up to, go and watch Chelsea play Man United. If I was a Chelsea fan, thank God I'm not, because they're a banter club. They're laughable and they're a circus and they're a clown. So at the end of the day, I think Chelsea fans do need answers. I think the Chelsea fans need some clarification what's going to happen under Pochettino. Do I expect him to improve your team? No. I think, there's got to be a massive clear out at Chelsea next season, and there's going to be a load of players brought in, a load of players will be sold. And I think if I was Enzo Fernandez, if I was Mudryk, if I was João Felix, I'd be requesting a move in the summer. I'd be asking to leave the club. If I was João Felix, I would steer away from Chelsea. I wouldn't want to be playing in a Chelsea team that's got no Champions League football, no European football at all, and we've been bantered this season. And even teams like Brentford, Fulham, Brighton, Liverpool, Spurs, Aston Villa, Newcastle, Manchester United, Manchester City, Arsenal have all finished above Chelsea, which shouldn't happen on a basis that with the players they've got. Cheers, thank you. Cheers, thank you. So yeah, like at the end of the day, that Chelsea got what they deserved tonight, and I think as a whole, I think the result was emphatic for Man United, and they're delivering a statement now. We are seeing a response after what we saw against Brighton. They're responding after what we saw against West Ham, and I think as a whole that, United are getting there. We are getting there slowly but surely, and we are improving things slowly on the pitch. We are playing a lot more attractive football. The attacking style, simply Chelsea could not cope with that tonight. And as a whole, I think if I was a Chelsea fan, I would be nervous what's going to happen next season. I'd be worried what the vision of the club's going to be under Ted Bowley. What is Pochettino going to do for your club next season? Will he turn things around straight away? I think Chelsea fans are going to have some cause of concern after what they've witnessed tonight. I would be embarrassed to watch that crap. I mean, I think Chelsea fans would be in tears. I would be upset with what I've just had to witness if I was a Chelsea fan. I would be, quite frankly, we've gone to Old Trafford. We've been absolutely annihilated. We've been embarrassed. We're quite frankly awful on the pitch. And Lampard was brought in to steer the ship till the end of the season. Lampard has stirred that ship into an iceberg like the Titanic and delivered crushing results that have damaged mentally and physically Chelsea's season as a whole. Their Premier League season should have been a lot better than what it was. They should have been challenging for top 4. They really should be in the Champions League next season. And really, they should be in a European competition and they should not be finishing 13th. It's absolutely embarrassing from a Chelsea side to perform like that. And hi to Urtex and Mr. Savage in the chat as well. Yeah, like I said, Chelsea should not be finishing 13th. There should be a lot more better coming out of that football club. But I think, Man United, some of the results we've achieved this season, especially against the top 6 at home, we have beaten Man City at home, Liverpool at home, Chelsea, Arsenal and Tottenham. So that is 5 home wins against the other top big 5 clubs in the league. We have beaten all at home this season. I didn't expect that. Our home form this season has been massively improved. I think as a whole, that's what I think we've tried to improve most. Obviously, the away record as well has been not exactly as great as we want it to be. And I think that has got to be one of the key factors of Man United next season. We have to go again. We have to be Champions League qualification again next season. We have to be a top 4 club. We have to be fighting for the league title. And I think now the good steps now that will go towards the end of the season, that the pressure's been taken off from Sunday. The game against Fulham doesn't really matter now. But it'd be nice to end the season with 4 straight Premier League wins in a row against Wolves, Bournemouth, Chelsea and Fulham. If we can do that, that ends this Premier League season on a great, great note. We've won our last 4 league games in a row and we've picked 12 points out of 12. And I think looking what happened against West Ham, looking what happened against Brighton, I didn't expect Manchester United really to have got 3 Premier League wins in a row when we played so badly against Brighton. We were dreadful against West Ham. And all of a sudden, we've now turned it around and we look like a complete different kettle of fish now to what we were for the last 2 seasons. And we've been completely transformed under a manager that has basically had to go with the squad he's currently got. He's had to go with the players he doesn't really like. And he's had to go with a lot of deadwood that, won't be at this club now next season. I think a lot of these players' futures that played tonight and probably in the last home game of the season against Fulham will not be here next season. I think there will be a lot of changes from this squad and from this team into next season's Premier League season. There will be a lot of new fresh faces. A lot of the old deadwood will be gone, hopefully. And I think the club then will be transformed on every shape or form and we'll see Man United compete with the big giants next season. And I think, it's nice to be back in the Champions League. It's, a celebration moment that I was so nervous about this game. Don't get me wrong. I was nervous. I didn't expect Man United to be able to do what they've done. I didn't really expect Man United to be anywhere near the Champions League this season. I didn't expect to finish above Liverpool, Chelsea and Tottenham. And United have done it. We are, we were nearly in a title race. It didn't happen. But if we win on Sunday against Fulham, which I expect us to do again, we only finish 6 points off Arsenal and 9 to 10 points off Man City. So Man United are getting there. We are getting there slowly but surely, and we are starting to, we're starting to chase down now. I think that is what the improvement's been. We are not letting our rivals run away now like we used to, because in the old days, especially last season, Man United were letting clubs like Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea and Arsenal, they were letting them run away with results. They were letting them run away with the league. They were letting them run away with Champions League football for qualification for that tournament. And we were lucky we even got in the Europa League, but thank God we're not going to be in that next season. No more Thursday night football has been a complete different change from what I expected. And I think that team will go now with the momentum of look where we've got to in one season. We've overachieved massively under Ten Hag. He's had to work with what he's got. He's had to go with the players he doesn't necessarily think are good enough for this football club. And I do agree to an extent. And I think, things are only going to look up now from this season onwards, that this win against Chelsea, that is the Manchester United I want to be seeing next season. Demolish teams 4 or 5-0, because I think if the squad improves, the team improves, and we bring in the best talent in the summer, that team will look completely different to what it is now. And a lot of our key figures that have been out injured for most of the season will be back in that team. And I think a lot of those deadwood players that have been left on that bench or even in reserves, their futures have been decided tonight, because I think Ten Hag, has led down the gauntlet. He's told, the board, the owners, that we want our players in early. And I think that's a good thing. I think we want to get most of our transfer business done very, very quickly. And we need to do that this summer. We don't need to mess about. We need to get our new players in very, very quickly. We have to move on our deadwood players a lot more quicker as well. And we just need to take money what we can get. We're not going to get the money we want. We're not going to get exactly what we need. But at the end of the day, if Man United have to take a loss on players they got to get rid of, they're going to have to do it. And if they do it, that money will hopefully then go back into the budget for the summer transfer window. And I think, I would be going back to Chelsea in the summer. I mean, obviously, we've been linked with Mason Mount. I wouldn't necessarily want Mason Mount at Manchester United. I've seen him enough for England and I've seen him enough for Chelsea. That doesn't really convince me that it's going to work. I don't think Mason Mount at Manchester United will make a world of difference. And obviously, Liverpool do 674s in the chat. He's put, hi, what on earth has gone on at Chelsea? Even Braintree, my local team, plays in the National League South. And Colchester, the nearest EFL team to me, League Two, play better than these billionaires. And yeah, I think Chelsea have chucked money at the problem and expected it to work. It hasn't worked and it's massively backfired. I think, they got massively hyped with all those new players they brought in. Half of them haven't worked. And the only bright spark from that Chelsea team today was the decency of Enzo Fernandez and Mudryk and João Felix. I think those three players in that Chelsea team were making things click. And I think that is what hasn't worked for the rest of the squad because they've seen the quality of what Mudryk and Enzo Fernandez and João Felix have brought in. And unfortunately, the rest of the players around them can't suit their system, can't suit the style of play that are suited to those three individual players. And I think that's where it's all gone at Chelsea. They've chucked money at the problem. It hasn't worked. And I think they've turned into the flop that we were last season. And I think, things have got to look up now from a Chelsea point of view that they've got to turn this next season around. I don't think they will. I think Chelsea are only going to get a lot worse next season under Pochettino, especially against the other top 6 clubs in the Prem. Pochettino could never pick up a point or even a win against any of them. So I would expect things now at Chelsea to get even worse now from a Man United fan point of view. And I think, United as a whole, we look what we've done tonight. Like, it's been an amazing night, an amazing evening. And, congratulations to everyone. The fans and supporters were at Old Trafford tonight. The fans have stood by this club this season through the ups, the downs, the twists and turns, the defeats, the wins and the draws. We've all stuck by each other. We've stood by each other through thick and thin this season. And we've been there to help and support each other through what this season has probably been one of the craziest Premier League seasons ever. Like, I'm proud of what we've achieved. I'm proud of where we've got to in one season. No one expected it. I don't think even I expected it. I didn't know how it was going to go under Ten Hag, but I completely and utterly believe that he was the right manager for the club and he's delivered miracles in one season. And we've got over 70 points. We're now up to 3rd in the Prem. And if we can win again against Fulham at home on Sunday, then we are finished above Newcastle, Chelsea, Liverpool and Spurs. That is something to be proud of. That is something to be. Do you know what? United are doing things right. They are improving in the right way. They're doing things correctly. And they are going to be a force in the transfer window. And I think, the additions we make in that squad, and like I said, with the Mason Mount debate, I think I've seen enough of him for Chelsea and England. He's not good enough. The only thing he's good up is mounting up against a lamp post. See what I did there? Mount, lamp post. I would go back to Chelsea saying I want Enzo Fernandez, I want Mudryk, and I would then go back to Atletico and go and get João Felix and Harry Kane. And I think that could be a team to be really enforced next season. That this is just it's just been a celebration night. It's a really, really emphatic performance from those players. I don't think one of them even played anywhere near bad tonight. I can't criticise what I've seen tonight. That was the best performance ever for Manchester United. That was just a performance I think we could all be proud of. That, those players went for it tonight. They went for the juggler and they weren't settled for a point. And that is what I like about the attitude, that they knew a point would do it, but the players thought otherwise and thought, right, Chelsea are vulnerable as hell. We're going to go for the juggler and we're going to put 3-4 goals past them. Chelsea were just a horror show. They were a complete Gordon Ramsay kitchen nightmare USA moment. They were an absolute nightmare to watch them get dismantled. And if I was a Chelsea fan, I would have been fuming back on the team bus at half-time. I'd be like, the game's over. What's the point of watching the second half? Because the game is gone, the result's gone, and the fans and the confidence and the morale's on the floor. Chelsea are laughable. They deserve to be laughed at. The situation they're in is not correct. And I feel for the fans and supporters. If I was a Chelsea fan, I would not be happy with what I'm seeing, what I'm witnessing. And I think a lot of answers have to be made correct by that Chelsea board in the summer. And I'm hoping it's going to work in the summer. I really, really hope it will. I hope things turn around for the fans and supporters of Chelsea. And I hope things only get better from them from a bigger point of view. And I hope in the summer, Man United do the same, because that team tonight was shown some of those players care. The fight is there, the heart is there, the passion is there from that team. And that is what I think Man United need to do all season. And he's put in the chat again, could we see Chelsea in a relegation battle? Absolutely. I think if Chelsea aren't careful, they are going to get dragged into a relegation dogfight next season. They will be in big, big trouble to try and stay up in the Prem, because Pochettino has got to turn that team around in one season. I think he ain't going to last one season. I think if it all goes wrong for Pochettino early on, Chelsea are then going to be up the creek without a paddle trying to find another manager that is going to be able to turn things around. And I don't think, as a Chelsea fan, I would want to see Pochettino sacked and then another manager comes in and you never know, they might go back for Lampard again for a third time. But that is, it's just, in my opinion, it is pure panic from a Chelsea fan point of view that Chelsea have done this to their fans. They've done this to their supporters and they've treated them like dog shit. Chelsea should not be playing the way they did. And against Man United, they absolutely got obliterated. They got shown up to the world that the standards this season has been unacceptable. They've been an embarrassment. They've been a disgrace to the shirt. They've been embarrassing and damaged in the morale of the football club. Chelsea are just in a mess, and Man United took them to advantage of that and slaughtered them. They put them to the Wolves. They literally put them in a Wolves cage, and the Wolves ate the Chelsea players up. They just got swallowed up in the whole atmosphere of the game. They knew what Man United needed. They knew the result Man United were going to get, and I think the players already knew. I think I looked at that Chelsea team, I looked at that starting lineup, and I thought Lampard hasn't got a clue what he's doing. He doesn't know his best players, he doesn't know his best team, and he doesn't even know what bench to go with. And if you looked at that Chelsea starting lineup, there was no line of confidence. They're playing Kai Havertz at a false nine. Mudryk on the left was probably correct, and on the right, they've got no Raheem Sterling through injury. They've got no João Felix in that team either. So I don't understand why Chelsea are playing with a false nine position with Conor Gallagher on the right wing. I couldn't justify what Chelsea are trying to do. I looked at that team and I looked at United's team. I looked at the comparisons. Obviously, I was gutted that, Rashford and Garnacho were on that bench. I thought, that was a kind of a weak move tonight, because I thought, we would go for the juggler and put Chelsea away. But obviously, the changes that we made and the team we went with, it paid off. The results and the subs we made and the way we changed that team up tonight, we basically picked the same team as what we did on Saturday against Bournemouth. We went with the same team. We've had Sunday, Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday with four days of rest. It obviously has given Man United a clear full advantage today in today's game for today's result, winning 4-1 against Chelsea. And I think as a whole that, that's probably helped Man United. And I just think, I would have not played that Chelsea team the way it was set up. I mean, playing Conor Gallagher on the right wing when he's a midfielder is incorrect. Playing Havertz when he's a centre attacking midfielder up front in a false nine position is incorrect. The only position, Lampard got right tonight was him being sat on that bench. And being sat on that bench, being glued to it. Mudryk was Chelsea's biggest threat in that first half by a mile. Enzo Fernandez was probably one of their best midfielders in the whole game. And simply, it just went completely pear-shaped from there. So that second half, Chelsea came up and basically gave up. Chelsea threw in the towel. They threw their toys out the pram and basically down-tooled under another manager. This is half the problem with that team. They throw their managers under the bus and then they get them sacked. And this is the big problem at Chelsea. They're doing what Man United did last season. They are throwing their manager under the bus. They don't give a shit about the fans. Don't give a shit about the supporters, and they end up being an even bigger mess. And that was the substantial consequence of Chelsea's result tonight. They got put away and got put away badly. And Man United deserve it. We played, out of our skins. We dominated the game, and I think the only negative from tonight is that, we've probably lost two of our key players the rest of the season now for the Fulham home game on Sunday and probably FA Cup final. Obviously, it looks like a serious injury to Anthony, and I mean, we've lost our best right winger now for the rest of the last two games, and I think that's a big blow heading into the FA Cup final against Man City when we are going to need Anthony in that team. And I'm absolutely gutted for the lad that he's probably one of Man United's brightest sparks all season, and we've lost our best right winger this club's ever had with a deadly left foot, and now we've lost that for the last two games, and I think that is going to be utterly gutting not to see Anthony for the rest of the season. I'm gutted for him because I expected Anthony to be in the Man United team for the last 2 games against Fulham at home on Sunday in the last game of the league season, and then the FA Cup final against Man City. So it's gutting again that we've lost Anthony through injury, which is unthinkable to lose him at this time of the season when we need him. And I think, another point of view, and look who's gone off injured again at left back, Luke Shaw, was given a brand new 4-year contract by the club. And what's happened? Picks up another injury, season over, and we've lost our main left back. So there's been ups and downs from today's game, and it's the loss of Luke Shaw and Anthony. They've probably been one of Man United's 2 best players in the last few games, and we've lost both of them to injury. And I think it doesn't surprise me with Luke Shaw that this is the same old Luke Shaw continuing to pick up injuries left, right, and centre. But to lose Anthony to the horrific injury that he looked like he picked up, I feel for the guy. I really, really feel that without Anthony on that right wing, we are going to have to end up dealing with Sancho on the right wing for the rest of the last 2 games, which is I don't know how the season's going to swing now, because losing 2 of our best players that game was a big blow. I mean, they were making that team click tonight. Obviously, Anthony probably didn't have his best game, and Luke Shaw probably didn't either. But long term, that you've lost both of them, it's only going to damage the team's morale and the team's confidence of trying to pick up another 3 points on Sunday and then trying to win the FA Cup. We have lost 2 of our best players again, which is the luck of injuries we've had this season. It's just been unbelievable. And I think that's something we have to look at in the summer. What the hell is going on, the amount of injuries this team's picking up? Because at the end of the day, these players can't keep themselves fit. They keep getting injury after injury. And yet that has to be looked at. The medical team that is in this football club, what the hell is going on with the amount of injuries this team's picking up? I mean, these players need to be fit as a fiddle, and the amount of times we've picked up injuries to key players, it only affects us as badly on the pitch. And you've seen that in recent results. I mean, you've seen it away to Brighton, away to West Ham. We've had players who've not been fit and have been out injured, and we've lost both those games. And I think losing them tonight has been a catastrophe. I think it's really affected the club, and I think we need them back ASAP, because we need them for the Fulham home game on Sunday, and we need them for that FA Cup final against Man City, because that FA Cup final otherwise will only go one way, and that will see Man City lifting another trophy. That'll be trophy number 2, and we've only won 1 trophy. So obviously we all wish Luke Shaw and Anthony the best as soon as they return from injury, and I hope they can both get themselves back fit ASAP, because we do need them. They're going to be a key factor for our last 2 games against Fulham and Man City in the league and in the FA Cup final. So let's hope the injuries aren't necessarily as serious as what they look like. But yet again, it just shows that we need another backup winger next season, and we need another left back, because Luke Shaw long term, whoever's idea it was to give him a brand new 4-year contract, was idiotic. I'm sorry, I don't think he deserves it. I don't think he's improved much this season, and long term, he keeps picking injuries up like that. There's no point keeping him at the club. Let him run down his contract and then let him go, because he will not get into another team with the injuries he's got. He won't get into the team. It won't be able to happen. So I think that's something we have to look at in the summer. We need 2 new right backs, and I would also say we need 2 new left backs, because I wouldn't feel confident going with that team I saw tonight again next season, because we will be figured out. Teams will know how to break down Erik ten Hag's Man United next season, and we could become vulnerable. We could become we could be taken to the slaughters next season if we do not improve that team what it is today. But I think we will now. I think things are only going to look up now after Champions League football's been secured, and it's just great. It's nice to be back in that way of not having that pathetic Europa League outcome being played. I mean, it was embarrassing enough us being in it, and then it was embarrassing enough us getting knocked out of it. So at least we're not going to hear that next season. Champions League football's a Tuesday, Wednesday night, so it's something to look forward to. The games will be on the telly, which is even better, and it's going to be nice seeing our team just being an elite Europe competition. We've basically turned into what Barcelona have done into La Liga. They've won the league this season, which no one expected them to do, and they've been turned around in 1 season. And you have to give Barcelona credit for what they've done. But the most important of all, you've got to give credit to what Erik ten Hag's done with this team. It's just magical that in 1 season he's won the Carabao Cup, he's got us into an FA Cup final, we've got top 4, we've got Champions League football. If we then win the FA Cup, that's 5 things that have happened in 1 season that Everyone doubted this club. Everyone doubted that Man United were going to ever become the force they were. Everybody doubted that Man United were never going to be able to win trophies under this manager. All those blue tick people on Twitter saying, oh, Pochettino should be the manager. Pochettino's the favourite to land the Man United job. He should get the job full-time as the new manager of the football club. No thanks, because I look at what Ten Hag's done. Pochettino would have been sacked halfway through this season because of the type of football he plays as a manager. Ten Hag has come in and read the riot act. No messing about, no excuses, no PR, no bullshit. Without Ten Hag, this team would be nowhere near those 5 things I've mentioned. We wouldn't be in the FA Cup final. We wouldn't have won the Carabao Cup. We wouldn't have got top 4. We wouldn't have got Champions League football. We wouldn't have done any of those things without Erik Ten Hag. And he's delivering the answers everybody wanted. And I can't thank him enough. I'm buzzing right now. It's just nice to see that, we are starting to prove people wrong. That, we are getting back to where we should be. And I think, the things will only look up now. Things are only going to get better from here. And hopefully it will. Hopefully we can end the season with 12 points out of 12 from our last 4 games. I think no one expected that after the Brighton and West Ham game. I didn't expect that. I really didn't expect this team to turn things around. But they've proved me wrong. They have really, really proved a point to me saying, do you know what? We are going to set the standards and we're going to turn things around for you. And you're going to see a better Man United side. And this is a sign for things to come for me. I think this is only going to get better now for this club. The fans and supporters, enjoy United tonight because you're absolutely amazing. You're all amazing Man United fans. You're all amazing Man United supporters. I love every single one of you because you is what we are. That football club is where it is today because of all of us. Without the fans, without the supporters, that football club would be nowhere near what we've achieved. We have achieved the unthinkable because of the way we have set ourselves up. We are not here to be bantered. We're not here to be laughed at. We are here to set a standard of we need to turn this around this season. We need to get back to where this club should be. We need to be in top 4. We need Champions League football. And to hear that Champions League anthem is going to feel emotional because it'd be like, do you know what? We are here. We're here now. We are turning this sinking ship around. We are going to get back to where we should be. And that is Man United on top. That is Man United turning this sinking ship around. And we have turned it around in 1 season. I mean, I can't imagine what season 2 and 3 is going to be like under Ten Hag. We could be winning Premier League titles. We could be having players like Harry Kane and Osimhen and Rice and Mount and players like that. But we can't really think about that now because obviously the season's not ended yet. We've still got 1 more game left of the league season. That's at home to Fulham on Sunday evening. Obviously, it's gutting the game out on the telly because it'd be nice to, clap those players off for what they've done this season, the turnaround it's been, and the magic they have produced in that team this season. And hopefully this season's only going to get better when we win the FA Cup. And I think I've got more confidence now of taking the game to Man City and being a better team. And Man United will win another trophy. 2 trophies in 1 season and Champions League football. If anyone said that to me at the start of the season, I would have bitten your head off. I wouldn't have expected what that team's achieved. That's Man United are back in the UEFA Champions League. We are back in the UEFA Champions League. I can't state those words enough that we are back where we should belong. We are back where we should be. We belong in Europe's elite. We belong with Real Madrid and Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Man City. We belong there now because of the turnaround we've become. We are a team that's here to fight. We are a team that's not here to show excuses. We're a team that is going to show heart and passion and desire to win the game. And we are going to make this team great again. This team will be better and better under this manager. I can't thank Ten Hag enough for what he's done. It's just been an amazing season. It's been a roller coaster. It's just been an absolute thing of beauty for Man United to have Champions League football back. It just feels it's a monumental effort from everybody this season, and I can't thank everybody enough for the support, the kindness, and the tips and advice you've all given me and all the help you've all stood by me through how bad United have been at times this season. You've all stuck by me, and I can't thank you all enough. So, as a favour of appreciation, should we all play the UEFA Champions League anthem as a sign of appreciation because of how amazing you people are? And obviously, this was only going to upset a few rival fans and rival supporters. So, yeah, should we play it for them? Should we play it for them and see, how it feels to be back in Let's see how it feels to be back in the Champions League. Should we do it? Let's do it. Because, ladies and gents, because we are back. And shall we play another anthem for other clubs that are not in that this season? To Tottenham fans, to Brighton fans, and no, because Tottenham aren't even going to be in Europe, and nor Chelsea. The only other two clubs, we all know who they are in this other banter competition. Shall we play it for them? So yeah, it's been a great day. It's been a great day, and hopefully it's only going to get better. So I hope you enjoyed the reaction. Remember to hit the like button, the share button. Please subscribe to the channel. United Red Devils 20 on YouTube if you're new. Share the video, hit that tweet button, hit the retweet button. Remember, put the notification bell on all times to receive dedicated content right for the rest of 2023 on United Red Devils 20 on YouTube. Please subscribe to the channel and the community if you're new. Share the video, hit the tweet button, hit the retweet button. And to always notification bell, put the bell on at all times as well. Really dedicated content right throughout the rest of 2023 this year on United Red Devils 20 on YouTube. And yeah, for more Fortnite, Hogwarts Legacy, Kingdom Hearts 4, FIFA 23 Career Mode, Football Manager, Rocket League, more previews, more match action, loads of transfer news right throughout the whole of the summer transfer window. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your Thursday evening. Stay safe, be nice, and be kind to each other. You're all legends. You're all legendary. It's just been a great night. Manchester United Football Club are back in the UEFA Champions League next season. It just feels absolutely surreal saying those words in this reaction. After Man United demolished Chelsea 4-1, Manchester United Football Club have secured UEFA Champions League football next season. It feels unreal. It feels immense. It fills me with such joy and happiness that these fans, these supporters have dragged this club across the line. Thank you to all of you other Man United fans. You're all legendary. You're all legends. Please keep subscribing to the channel. And obviously then, please join me for the preview tomorrow afternoon for the Fulham home game, for Man United's home game on the last game of the 22-2023 Premier League season against Fulham at Old Trafford on Sunday evening. Please join me for the preview for that home game tomorrow afternoon on Friday afternoon, on Friday, the 26th of May 2023 this year. Enjoy your Thursday evening. Stay safe. Be nice. Be kind to each other. You're all legendary. You're all legends. Remember to dream, achieve, and believe. And all those three things are happening in life if you believe in all three. But the big breaking news, Slow Sports News, Jim White, yellow tie. Slow Sports News, Jim White, yellow tie. Scooby-Doo. Manchester United Football Club are back in UEFA Champions League next season. Manchester United Football Club are once again a UEFA Champions League team. We are back in Europe's elite. We are back at Europe's top elite competition. No more banter Europa League. No more banter Europa League anthem. The Old Trafford surface, the Old Trafford turf, the Old Trafford stadium, the fans, the supporters, the players, the squad, the manager will all inhale the anthem of UEFA Champions League song at Old Trafford next season and away in the Champions League as well. Man United are back where they belong. Manchester United Football Club are getting back to where we should be. We're back in the Champions League. Well done, Manchester United Football Club. Congratulations to all the fans, all the supporters. You're all legendary. We deserve this moment of joy and pure happiness of elite competition being back at Old Trafford. It feels unreal for all of us. The journey we have all been through for the last 6 years has been absolutely crazy. But that relief, that joy and that anxiety is now gone because we can now say We're not a banter team. We're not in Europa League. We are back in the Champions League Tuesday and Wednesday night football next season. No more Thursday nights. Those nightmare days are gone because Ten Hag, the magician, the magic wand of Sooty, the magician he's turned into, he's like Yugi with his Yu-Gi-Oh card deck. He's the master. He's the legend of the manager that's going to be like Sir Alex Ferguson, and he's delivered in season 1. We are back in the Champions League. I can say those words again. Manchester United are back in the Champions League. Manchester United Football Club are once again the UEFA Champions League team. Thanks for watching.